Hey, JK here. I want to thank you for sharing part of your day with me.
Y'all ready for this?
We are back after 2 weeks because of wonky weeks to talk to you about our fantasy teams. Now, we do have a few with wonky weeks that are this week and next week, but I couldn't take 3 weeks off. Hopefully, you did go see the most up-to-date Missouri State game with Mr. Dispersio, Coach Dispersio. Finally got back around to that, so make sure you go take a look at that. We're going to be talking about weeks 15 and 16 and how we did, and in all honesty, my pitching was so bad. Now, you might say, well, pitching was bad for one game or one league. What about the others? I have pretty much all the same pitchers. As best I can do, I get all the same pitchers because if I'm all in on someone to draft them, I'm going to go all in all my leagues. So, yeah. First thing we're talking about is the Kent Murphy Dingers. Week 16 and 17, the one that we are currently in, is a wonky week after All-Star break. So we're going to be talking about week 15, where we lost. With a score of 4-6, we lost to the Rough Riders. Mr. Rough Rider, who was here for a draft. I told y'all he had a sneaky team. He just had really bad luck. And I had, again, terrible pitching. I had a 5.7 ERA and a 1.4 plus whip. Like, holy cow. No wonder we lost. Let's get to the people who did well, though. Matt Olson, you had 3 home runs and 4 RBIs for me. That's it? 4 RBIs? Bryce Turing had 2 home runs, 9 RBIs, and 2 stolen bases for me, while Kevin McGonigal also had a home run for me. Moving on over the pitching. Hunter Green back and better than ever. 1 win and 12 strikeouts. Oh, baby, what a stash. We also had wins from Christopher Sanchez, Sean Manaea, and Robert Valdez. But we had 2 saves each from Cade Smith, Riley O'Brien, and Paul Sewald. Moving on over to the people that did not do well for me. We had a combined 1 run and 2 RBIs from Corbin Carroll, Riley Green, Hunter Goodman, and Alec Burleson. Yeah, not at all good. And then Nick Kirch got hurt. Oh my gosh. And then I had terrible pitching, like awful games. So we're not going to go into how bad they all were, but just know, even my man Christopher Sanchez, you gave up 9 earned runs? Brother. What? Due to the hazard drops, we focused solely on pitchers because, I mean, I tried to get my ERA down and whip down, but Lord, it just got worse and worse and worse. As unfortunate as the loss was, I'd rather get them out of the way now than get to the playoffs and be one and done, right? So we're 11-3-2 overall, still number 1 in our division, number 2 overall, so we cannot complain about that. Moving on from that loss, we're going to go and talk about the Cucumbas, who have not lost all year, and finally we did. To an inactive team. Yep. And it wasn't like a close loss. I lost 2-7. My pitching, again, let me down. I had a 6.94 ERA and a 1.6 whip. God bless America. There were people that did well for me. One of them was Sal Stewart. He had 2 home runs and 4 RBIs. We had 1 home run each from Mr. Ernie Clement, Yandy Diaz, my man, Taylor Ward, finally. And then my other man, my UVA man, Jake McCarthy. We had wins from Christopher Sanchez, David Bednar, and Mr. Tariq Skubal. Tariq Skubal had 14 strikeouts for me, so that was really good. We also had some saves. Paul Sewald and Cade Smith. We did have some offensive production from those guys. We had a combined 3 RBIs from Dylan Dingler, Dalen Lyle, Brandon Marsh, Riley Green, and Alec Bohm. 5 guys combined to get me 3 RBIs. And then my pitching. God awful. Almost a 7 ERA. Let's go ahead and round it up. 7 ERA. What? You can go and check out the ads and drops, but I'm going to talk about how much Hurston Waldrop really let me down. I held on to him. I boasted about him. I talked about how good he was going to be, and he wasn't. But keep in mind, we also talked up Corbin Burns. We also talked about Brandon Woodruff, which, golly, man, he is hurt again. And he's pretty much out for the season. That ain't happening. We talked about some of these other guys. So hopefully, Schwellen Bockenberger and AJ Smith-Shawver can do well for us. So, hoping. Fingers crossed. There is a positive, though. We're still number 1 in the league. 91 wins, 58 losses, and 11 ties. It would have been nice to get a little bit of separation because we were playing against the last place team. But it's all good. Whatever. I'm not upset. I'm really freaking upset, but whatever. You know. Let's move on to the Cheese Weasels. As you know, this is a year-round league, so there wasn't a week 1, week 2, wonky weeks, anything like that. Just Make sure you keep plugging people in and make sure they get in stats. So again, we'll talk about that. We are currently in 4th place with 96 points. So that's good, but still a far cry from the 105 or whatever we had like a month and a half ago. Seems so long ago. But let's go ahead and get to the people who hit home runs for me. We had one each from Rockies, TJ Rumfield and Jake McCarthy. We had one from my man Trey Turner. We also missed a home run from him, so that's pretty freaking unfortunate. We also had a home run from Luis Garcia Jr. Surprise, surprise, that was an added over these last 2 weeks. And we had 2 from Mr. Taylor Ward, Yordan Alvarez, and Casey Schmidt. And that's going to do it for the offense. Now let's get to the pitching. We had several wins over these last 2 weeks. One from Mr. Jacob Latz, one from Jojo Romero, 2 from Zach Wheeler, 2 from Hunter Green, and 2 from Jesus Luzardo, and 3 finally getting some help, Mr. Paul Skeens. We had 0 holds over these last 2 weeks, but we had saves. 1 from Mr. Jacob Latz, 1 from Mr. Devin Williams, and 3 from Mr. Paul Sewald. But we did have some blown saves. 2 from Devin Williams, 1 from Alex Lang. That 1 from Alex Lang also turned into a loss. As we get to losses, we have a lot of losses. We have too many guys getting losses, and that's unfortunate. That's frustrating. So yeah, the losses are from Logan Webb, Dean Kramer, Alex Lang, we knew that one, Jojo Romero, Paul Sewald, and Hunter Brown. Dude, what has gotten into you? I am so happy I made that trade in Kent Murphy Dingers. I got Corbin Carroll for you because you have been a gigante disappointment. Dang. Anyways, we're going to move on over to the as drops, and I really like some of the guys we picked up, especially AJ Smith-Shawver, if he works out, and Jesus Luzardo. Absolutely going wild these last few weeks. Also, Kevin Kelly, Jojo Romero, and Dean Kramer. That was kind of a disappointment, Dean Kramer. Come on, buddy. And it actually leads us right into the drops, which do include Dean Kramer. Along with Jason Adam, he got hurt. Don't know how long he's going to be out. It was very unfortunate. One of my favorite relievers from the time when he was with the Rays, even though he beat up on my Yankees, or pitched by him. He didn't really beat up on him, struck him out a lot. But we also, unfortunately, did decide to drop Herschel Waldrop because, frankly, he's not doing anything. And then left his most recent start with elbow issues. So, yeah, probably wasn't ready to come back. And the last person we dropped was Troy Johnston. He was getting playing time, but he's not doing as well. I mean, he's still hitting like 280, 290, but inconsistent playing time. And that's super unfortunate because he was on fire. Now for the teams that were in wonky weeks last week, which is why we waited for this video, let's move on to the ESPN leagues. And first, we're going to meet with the Peach Creek Purgatory team. I say we're going to meet with them because they have not been on the last few weeks. We did win this week, but it was way too close as we barely beat a 2-win team by like 60 points, 70 points. Like, it should have been a loss for us because we started all 19 of our guys. They started 11 of 19. You mean to tell me with 8 more starts, they couldn't have gotten 80 points to beat me? Oh my gosh. It was embarrassing. So frustrating. I was sweating going into Sunday. Like, oh gosh. Thank goodness for our highest pitcher, our highest scoring pitcher, Yoshinobu. He got 63. He got 50 on Sunday night. Thank goodness. That means he only got 13 in his other start. So yeah, not great. He gave up 6 earned runs in that start. Not great. Not great at all. In any case, our leading scorers were a tie between Yandy Diaz and Matt Olson, both of them getting me 76 points. Then Trey Turner got 73, and Jake Mangum was like Taylor Mangum. Anyway, Jake Mangum for the Pirates, coming over from the Rays, getting me 72. Huge game, dude. Like we talked about before, Yoshinobu got 63 points, their leading pitcher. That is not good. Now we're going to move on over to the guys that did not do well for us. Austin Raleigh got me -1 points. You might be, oh no, wasn't he doing good last week? Like, didn't he hit some moment? Yeah, I missed all that production. So, cool. Then Rhett Lauder got us -2. He got -16 in one of my games. So, yeah, that's not good. And then Ryan Stanek, I call him Stank, but Ryan Stanek got us -7. He pitched 2 games for me. Blew both of them. You gone. And coincidentally, that leads us right into the ads drops. We added Ryan Stanek. And then we added George Siriano. And then we also added, of all people, Miles Mikolas. Oh, Miles Mikolas. Then you got suspended. So, you're a funny man, Miles Mikolas. The last person we added was Robert Gasser, who got obliterated. So we move on over to the drops. We dropped Ryan Stanek. We dropped Miles Mikolas, Jack Perkins, and Tyler Mahle. Even though Tyler Mahle came up with a big win for us, big 13 points 3 weeks ago. Yeah, you're gone. Overall, we are 13-2. And I think I said this last week too, or 2 weeks ago. Coincidentally, we jumped from second overall to third overall, and guess who took over second? The commissioner. So apparently it's based on points scored, but yeah. So let me check right now and see, like live time, seeing where I am in this league. Come on, Espen, load. We are first in our division with 13-2 record. So I scored 38 more points than him. He had 30 some odd more points than me last week. So did I score more points? Anyway, apparently I did. So I am 2 in the league. So that's pretty nice. But you know what's not nice? These next 2 teams, because they got embarrassed. The weekend absolutely just got away from us. And I won't say away from us because I was absolutely looking at it. But my guys just, I don't know. They just gave up. They decided, you know what? We don't want to do this anymore. We're done. And then everyone else's teams were like, oh, I want to play. I want to do this. To say it was a disappointing week for the Russell My Jim James team and the South Harmon Institute Technology team, it's an understatement. But we're going to talk about them. First team we're talking about is the Russell My Jim James team. And you can see here, we lost to the worst team in the league. Did we actually lose? No. We tied 7-7-2. But let's be real. If you tie against the worst team in the league, it's a loss. And the number 1 team lost too. So I absolutely could have taken over the lead and just gone and ran with it. But no. My guys decided to roll over in the bed, play possum, and then say, we're going to make you sweat. We're not going to do very well. Yeah, hurt my heart, hurt my soul. Oh, and there's nothing I could do. Not a single thing I could do except start better people. But let's go ahead and get to the people who do well for us. First thing is first, CJ Abrams with 6 extra bases for me. What's up, dude? Also had 3 home runs, 9 RBIs, and 4 walks. While Mr. Nolan Arenado also had 6 extra base hits, had 4 home runs, had 8 RBIs, and had 5 walks. We also had 3 home runs from Mr. Hunter Goodman, which is pretty much all he did the entire week. It was 1 game. Then we had 10 walks from Mr. Taylor Ward. We had 5 pitchers who had 0 earned runs. That was it. Because the pitching was god-awful again. So as we move on to the other side, we're going to talk about how bad that pitching was. We had 2 relief pitchers giving up 8 earned runs in 2 innings pitched. Yikes. We had 4 starting pitchers who gave up 27 earned runs in 23 innings pitched. Yikes. With the 2 weeks combined, I had relievers give up 12 earned runs over 32 plus innings for a 3.3 ERA. But then I had starting pitchers over 46 plus innings give up 35 earned runs. Golly, for a 6.8 ERA. And still all with that, I fell short by 1 win and 3 strikeouts. In honor of the Azure drops, we did see Mr. Owen Casey was still available. He's on IL, so we threw him on there. He has surprisingly good numbers, especially in a good young offense. Really happy with him still being available for us. Also picked up Michael McGreevy and Andre Plante from the Cardinals, and we dropped Hurst of Aldrich. Surprise, surprise. Anthony Kay, probably should have done that a while ago. Jose Farrar and Brad Keller. Despite the very embarrassing loss and piss poor performance by my team, we are still number 2 overall, just 2 games behind. So, while it's not the worst thing in the world, I would rather not freaking tie with the worst team in the league. But it gets better. Because we're going to move on to the South Harmon Institute of Technology, where we had the lead all the way up until Sunday. And then I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened, but we didn't win because we lost 12-4-2. We were number 1, at least in our division. We fell to the number 2 team And I think I'm like 2.5 games behind, but still, dude, come on. And then we only got that 4th category because he had a blown save and we didn't. Now, I do want to say my opponent had some big boppers. Drake Baldwin, Michael Harris Jr., and James Wood. So not an excuse, but it makes a little bit of sense because he exploded out of the break. So good to people who did well for me. Matt Olson had 24 total bases and 4 home runs. Salvador Perez had 20 total bases, 2 home runs, and 7 RBIs. Look at you, Mr. Salvi. CJ Abrams had 18 total bases, 2 home runs, and 6 RBIs, while Mr. Bryce String had 9 RBIs, and Jake McCarthy had 3 stolen bases. And the only pitching production we're talking about is the fact that we had 4 guys, all relievers, who had 0 earned runs against them. That is sad. What else is sad is the fact that we missed all the production from Rafael Devers, Dalen Lyle, and Francisco Lindor. Casey Schmidt, Freddie Freeman, and Taylor Ward all had slow weeks, and that's becoming a little too much of a thing for Casey Schmidt. He's down to about 280 batting average. He was up to 300 plus. Freeman, you were 7 for 34 this past week, and Dalen Lyle, you have like one really good game, and then go like 4 or 5, not doing anything. I don't know. It'll be 4 or 5, so I don't know when to start you. So I'll start you on the bad games. Now let's talk about how bad the pitching was. 6 of my 12 pitchers had an ERA of 5 or higher. Those same 6 had whips between 1.3 and 3.3. How do you have a whip that high? He did make a few adds and drops that I think are going to be productive for us. Jack Caglianone, you can get back on that high horse that you were like over that week where you scored 70 points against me when you're averaging 36. Yeah, that would be nice, but just do it for the whole year. Along with Grant Holmes, that was a terrible decision. We also picked up Garrett Whitlock, so Red Sox, do something with him, maybe. If you get rid of, Chapman. I mean, you won 14 games in a row, so I don't know if you're looking to trade anymore, but yeah, if you get rid of Chapman, put Whitlock in the saver. We also picked up Noah Cameron, which was a terrible idea, and Tyler Wells, which has worked out pretty well. And to make room for those guys, we dropped some guys that were very disappointing, including Hurston Waldrop and Troy Johnson. The one that hurt my heart the most, Brandon Woodruff. We held on to him all year. He pitched decently for us a few games, and now he's probably out for the rest of the year. Also, Dylan Lee and Noah Cameron. Overall, we were 132, 94, and 44. Not great, not terrible, but we have got to perform better because, well, we don't want to fall out of playoff contention. Let's move on to the people I think you should add. Second baseman outfielder Luke Keeschel. He's not sexy, but he's got double-digit stolen bases. He can walk a decent amount, and second base is pretty thin. So if you got someone who can hit 260, steal a few bases, hit a few home runs, that's not the worst thing in the world. Even if it's on your bench, even if he's only, Bryce Turang is out for today, let me put Keeschel in. That's, nothing wrong with that. Next, Joshua Grauer, only a handful of games, hitting over 400, already 30 total bases. He could be special. He could be doing some really good things for the Athletics, whether they're in Oakland or Sutter Health Park or Las Vegas. As long as he stays on his high horse, stays positive, stays contributing, not being Henry Bolt over these last few weeks, he'll stay up. He'll do well. Griffin Conine. I was hyped on this guy last year. He got hurt. I'm excited about him this year. He was getting hurt a little bit. He's finding the ball a little bit more. And I think 5 of his last 6 games or 5 of his last 7 games, he's had home runs. So I'm not saying he's going like a power trip, but I mean, he can do some stuff. His dad did play in Major League Baseball. So he's got some pedigree. But yeah, Griffin Conine on another good young Marlins team. They're going to make some noise, okay? If they're not already making noise, they're going to make some noise. I feel confident in it. Last hitter, Mr. Nolan Arenado. Very close, if not already passed by the time this video comes out. 2,000 hits. Congratulations to you, sir. Now, you're not the Rockies, Nolan Arenado. You're not the early Cardinals Arenado. You're the Diamondbacks Arenado now. I wish you were the Yankees Arenado, but it is what it is. We went after Ryan McMahon. As we went to the pitching, Tyler Wells picking up wins, saves, and holds for the Orioles. Jacob Webb picking up saves and holds for the Cubs. Jackson Jobe and Clay Holmes both embarking on or have already embarked on rehab appearances. Now, they're not world beaters, but I definitely think they could help, especially being IL stashes. Clay Holmes, he's going to help that terrible Mets team get a little better pitching. Dude, Freddie Peralta has forgotten how to pitch, and that hurts my heart. Then we got Jackson Jobe. I know it's only been a high A, but he's moving on to double A, so he should be something for the Tigers here soon. Depleted, Tigers rotation. Justin Verlander, I'm sure Casey Mize is going to be hitting it again here soon. I mean, I hope not, but Jack Flaherty doing a few things here and there. So I think Jackson Jobe could be a beneficiary from being in the Tigers organization to be able to pitch for them, even if it's a tandem thing. So maybe take him out, to start the game, and then Flaherty pick up another, few innings behind him. Anyway, do the bulk thing with Jackson Jobe. I think that'd be a good idea. But in any case, that's going to do it for the recap. Let's go for the people I think should add. And after this week, it's going to do it for the wonky weeks. And oh my gosh, I'll be happy about that because I hate wonky weeks. In any case, this is Jake Aiken. I want to thank you for sharing part of your day with me.